Hey everyone, I'm Rachel Roberts.
And I'm Megan Segura.
And this is The Daily Dish.
Bravo's official podcast. News and Booze edition.
News and booze, news and booze. Yeah. Today we're going to be talking about some headlines, but we're also going to be talking about last night's amazing bonkers. There's no Z here, or S.
Oh, sorry.
Bonkers Atlanta reunion, that bathroom scene, and rolling out our interview with Miss Kenya Moore.
We talked to her about this season and that run-in with Michael Rappaport on Watch What Happens Live.
You love Michael Rappaport.
Love him.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
We're drinking some sparkling rosé.
Yes.
That tastes all the sweeter because we didn't pay for it.
Ooh!
Who said that?
Frise?
Sure.
Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Making no.
Frise
Nicole's just not here for me today. She's just like no.
Yeah, shout out to our colleagues in the marketing department who don't know I took this from their refrigerator yet.
Oh my God, Grace.
Going out.
Breaking all the rules.
Ooh. Anyway, I'm excited about the free rosé. Thank you, marketing department.
Yes.
But first, some headlines. Grace, can you tell us what's going on?
Oh, yeah, of course. Hold on. First up, Southern Charm. We're going to talk about it on Thursday. But JD, Elizabeth, Naomi, people getting involved in other people's marriage. And
Yes.
Elizabeth Madison reached out to the Daily Dish exclusively via email to give her side of the story.
Right, because as we know, this season, Naomi was really sticking up for her friend. It was like, JD, you're a terrible husband.
Okay? So don't pretend that you are some great husband, some great family man, because it's a f***ing bullshit lie.
Elizabeth and I have made mistakes. We both made mistakes.
Really?
We're working through some things.
She cries every single night because of you. Calls me crying, okay? So don't say you're working through everything because that's a lie. And to see you out every night f***ing 20-year-olds.
I'm sorry.
JD,
What are you talking about?
I have proof.
Good try.
I know the girls.
So Naomi said all of this. So now...
And it comes off on the show as kind of
Right.
girl codey, like supporting it, ladies. But Elizabeth has said via email, this season, after just watching the first 2 episodes, my jaw hit the floor. For JD to be attacked like that is not acceptable. It was an unprovoked attack at a very inappropriate place. Naomi took some things that I had shared with her in private and mixed them with lies, rumors, and her own personal judgments to cast JD in a negative light. It was so hurtful, and JD has only treated those girls with respect and kindness.
First of all,
Wow.
how is a barbecue an inappropriate setting?
Also, I mean, I did see that Naomi responded to this on Twitter. And
Please.
she tweeted, of course, everything I said tonight was approved before and discussed after with Liz. Sad to see her covering for him again. I wish you the best, Liz Charleston one.
So, do you think this is a situation where she knew what she said at the barbecue, but maybe not an interview?
I don't know. Or maybe, you know, there is so much time between the filming
Yeah.
of things and real time. And even though I think they're still not together, they're still separated. Maybe she's trying to keep things cordial with her ex.
And, like, the father of her children.
Totally. But, like, don't throw your girlfriend under the bus. She was helping, she thought.
But we've said it before, like, it's such a precarious position when your friends are broken up to start bad-mouthing one of them because you never know where it's going to go.
I mean,
Too
at the
true.
end of the day, it's Naomi. We kind of talked about this in our recap this week, which you'll hear later on Thursday. I think Naomi's the one that ends up looking not so great in this situation.
Totally.
So, like, let her. She's already eating her own pie. Crow. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's like you don't need to add fuel to the salt in the wound kind of a thing. Like, she
Yeah.
already looks bad. I will say that I just had my friend start to watch Southern Charm because I was like, you have to watch it. I can't believe you don't. And she was like, I really like this Thomas's friend guy, JD. And I was just like, so funny. Like,
Yeah.
if she knew what we know. Apparently, though, maybe we don't know anything, according to Liz. It's just, yeah. I mean, there's, stand by your man. You were married to him for a long time. He's the father of your children. But, like, if she was riled up enough to, like, reach out to us with an official statement, that's something too.
That's
yeah.
big.
I'm going to put a call out that I'd like to talk to Miss Elizabeth.
Yes, call us, please. Come to New York. Whatever.
Be
We'll
on the
come to
podcast.
Charleston.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, we're putting that out there now.
Okay, yeah.
We're coming to Charleston.
Secret it.
Super.
And it
I
will
just
come
did.
true.
But I can't wait to see how the rest of the season develops because I don't think this is the end of that storyline. So if she's already upset,
Yeah.
Ooh.
yeah.
Next headline, a little bit lighter. MJ and Tommy are married.
so excited about this.
From Shazza Sunset.
From Shaw's Sunset, yes.
Ugh, I'm so excited. We were just.
I know. I
Are
was
you gonna
telling
say?
Grace.
Yeah.
Okay, we were in a meeting earlier. It's kind of where we, like, all departments gather to kind of talk about what's happening. And they mentioned, oh, yeah, MJ's married. And guess what? This guy in the LA office was part of the wedding party. I figured it was because, like, oh, they must work together. Like, MJ must have gotten to know him over the filming of this. No, apparently he's a bagpipe player in his
For
free
weddings.
time. And someone booked him and then was like, oh, but you have to sign something because this is going to be on a show. And he was like, what show? And they were like, Shots of Sunset. And he was like, what?
Like, no way.
How crazy.
I just love that she had a bagpipe at her wedding.
I know. So that's the one detail we have.
Yeah, we
Right.
don't have pictures of the dress yet. Anything.
We talked to her about the dress, though. Remember when she was on? It's by the same designer that made that Watch What Happens live dress.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I have a very vivid memory
That's a very
of this.
vivid memory. I'll dig up that
combo.
interview.
So, speaking of relationships, you mentioned that you want to get married and have a baby. When do you think you'll be walking down the aisle?
So we have a few dates in mind. We have the designer of the dress, which will be Pedram Couture. I wore Pedram Couture at the reunion last year and at Watch What Happens. He custom made me that sparkly gunmetal dress that I wore the other
Yeah,
night.
you looked amazing, by the way. It was like so sexy.
Thank you. Thank you. And so Pedram Couture is going to design the dress, and the date will depend on what place we decide. Because you know, some places are open like not till 2025, and someone else is open like next Saturday.
Right,
so
right.
it's going to happen when we choose the location. Everything else is pretty much planned. So very, very soon we wed, and very, very soon we start to have children. We will plan the pregnancy. Yes, God willing, fingers crossed.
And you know she probably looked amazing in it because
Oh,
she's
yes.
on this whole fitness health journey.
Absolutely. I just love them so much. And I'm just like, that crazy yelling paint day comes to mind. And now that it's over and they've come through it, I'm just so happy for them. I love Tommy so much.
Oh, me too.
I just think he's such a perfect
Guy
partner.
for her.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to,
She's just like making hand motions, and I'm like playing charades.
you're really good at it, though.
Thanks.
So, yeah, congrats, MJ and Tommy. But of course, there was the Atlanta Part 3 reunion.
Yeah, usually we would wait till Thursday to talk about it,
But
but
we
it's
can't.
fresh in our mind. We want to talk about it now.
Yes. Where is your scooter? I know we already talked about that, but it's just so good.
Okay, can I just start with my first question? And I realize
Yes.
this wasn't even like the most important part of the episode, but it's just what confused me.
Okay.
Kim said when she was at that lunch with Sheree that Nene was supposed to come to, but Nene didn't come.
Right.
And we saw her showing Sheree a video. She goes, I wasn't showing her the cockroach video.
That video was not shown at dinner.
What do you mean when the two
was
of you
not
were
shown at
sitting there?
dinner.
No, but you showed it to her.
No, I did not. That
Sitting at
video-
the table?
No. I wouldn't do that. If I show Sheree, I'm going to show the
So I can show you the video. This is all of them in the corner.
What is that? That's all these
Oh, it's a
cockroaches.
bunch of 'em.
There's a bunch of cockroaches in her bathroom.
I think you might have shown.
No.
But we see the cockroach video playing.
We've said this before, and again, Kim, it does. You could like at one point, Kim goes, "Don't make me out to be a liar, Andy," and Andy's like, "We have you saying it on tape."
It's a figure of
You
speech.
said it on camera.
You, Candy. Don't try to make me out to a liar, because I'm not.
Kim, you said it on camera.
It doesn't matter. Kim's just gonna be like, "No, I never did that."
That was crazy to me.
And it's not even like, say she held up a phone and you didn't really see what it was. Like, you saw the roaches, like, in the, like, it was the roach video. Like, I know that video. I saw it with my eyes.
I just want to talk about Kim, if that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what this was.
Okay, so clearly at the end of the reunion, she's upset to the point she's sobbing in a bathroom. What did she think was going to happen?
Well, again, I'm going to quote Andy Cohen. It's like,
There wasn't a positive question. Like, I have a very successful marriage. I have beautiful children. There was nothing positive.
Well, guess what? I gotta tell you something. There was nothing positive, unfortunately, in your story from the season. It was all combative.
Like, because I was, as she's saying, like, as she's blubbering to him, like, I was thinking, what is he going to say? This is such a terrible position to be in. And he was like,
double down.
Yeah, and didn't sugarcoat it. Was like, look, it was negative this season. It was negative because of you. So what else were we supposed to talk about?
What did you think when Kroy was like, Andy, you could have stopped it. You should have put your hand up and said, no, we're not talking about this, or something to that effect.
I couldn't tell if he was talking to Andy or if he was also talking to a cameraman and was like, no.
I think he was showing
probably
Andy what he could have done. And I just thought that was so wild. Like, I'm sorry that your wife now has to, like, go up on the stage and, you know, talk about the stuff that happened this season. But that's what this is.
Yeah. I kind of am reminded of that season of Real Housewives of New York when, remember Bethany got the spinoff and everyone was like, Jill told us not to film with you.
Yes.
It was like there was a secret pact going on with everyone except for Portia. It was like not about Kim.
But I think that in that circumstance on New York, which I like the analogy, it was like Jill very actively was like, don't film with Bethany. In this, it was just like,
you've pissed all of us off.
Yeah, it's not like they came together and decided. It was just like, she's crossed a line that we're all now very pissed off about. Like, she pissed them off so badly that Kim and Nene are like best friends, apparently. Like, that's where we're at now.
I was impressed that Portia did defend Kim so hard at the reunion because Sheree, in comparison, didn't at all.
Well, that's what was, I think, my favorite part of the bathroom scene when she was like,
Sheree, I'm so upset with you. Upset with me? Yes, like I just didn't feel like you stuck up for me or helped me with them ganging up on me.
Because, like, at the end of the day, you already look bad, Sheree, because you stuck up with her the whole season.
But now aren't speaking. When
Ugh. And then I just want to mention DJ Tracy.
Oh, yes. Anytime we get a reminder of DJ Tracy. Because what was the context they brought her up? It was something about the Bahamas.
They were in the Bahamas.
We were talking about threesomes. We were talking about our last trip to the Bahamas.
What happened in the Bahamas?
When we went to the Bahamas, she was dating daggone DJ Tracy, laid up in the bed with her while her kids were sitting in the living room. Okay, so to me, it's like, don't sit up here and try to, don't try to make it seem like anything happened with me in the Bahamas.
And then Nene, she's just, once again, amazing. Just like being like, just to clarify, though.
To clarify, DJ Tracy was licking your box with your children in the living room?
Just for clarification. Oh, so good. Thank you, Nene.
Here's what I would do if I was Kim.
Okay.
I'm going to start filming my new season of my show. Mm-hmm. I'm going to have Phaedra on. And we're going to talk about all the girls.
I'm
just
dead.
Full body chills.
I'm just like on the floor dead.
That's the power move.
I mean, can that happen? Like, now I'm like, are we, once again, we're secreting it. Like, is this going to happen? Oh, man. What do you think about Sheree saying I'm not going to wait around 2 years for Tyrone?
Will you wait the whole 2 years?
No, I'm not doing 2 years.
Really?
Really.
So you're saying if this appeal does not come through, you will move on?
I have not stopped living. I still meet people. I still hang out.
Do you date?
I've gone on a couple dates.
Then what's the point? Like, so
You've been waiting a year.
maybe because she was banking on that he would get out early, and now that she knows he's not, she's like,
We didn't really talk about this, but Sheree's outfit.
It was similar to Kim's, I thought.
It was similar to Kim's in that Pepto-Bismol look.
Yes.
Like that she did at the elephant room.
Which Kim kind of did again, this time in red.
Yeah, but at least that was tight. You
Yeah.
could like see your shape. Sheree. Anyway, some of my favorite lines. Your brain is not stopping on every fucking floor. Who turned a hoe into a housewife. Dancing in Oasis dressed as a nurse.
Are you the parking meter, motherfucker?
Hey, are you the parking meter, motherfucker? Ugh, it's just so good.
Well, to round out this season of Atlanta, Angela Matano at Astatoto, maybe, on Twitter, wanted to know who you thought your MVP was for the season.
Oh,
of Real Housewives of Atlanta?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Let me think about the season.
Right, not just the reunion.
Right, because if it was the reunion, for me, obviously it would be Nene. If you
Same.
couldn't tell by my bias. But during the season, I feel like she was very much like, I'm not going to play no, which I wouldn't give her the MVP for.
No, I think Nene would be mine.
Really?
She came back because I don't know. I was a little worried that she would come back. She didn't take much of a break from Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I was like, oh, is it too soon? And I don't know. Off the bat, she was really funny. Like, remember like the first episode when Cynthia's like, Kenya's married. Well, his name is Baby. His name is Baby.
What's his name?
His name is, she calls him Baby.
His name is Baby.
Like,
I think I might give it. I'm looking at them right now.
Can I give it to Marlo?
yeah,
I know. That's what I was thinking too.
I mean, even Kim in some respects, because
I know, that's what I was
was
thinking
the
too.
catalyst of so much good stuff.
But like, don't tell
Who
Nene.
is yours then?
Portia, give me a break. Just because she wore a crown does not mean she's the MVP. Please. I don't know. Maybe it is. It's gonna be controversial. I want to give it to Cynthia because she just had so many like good moments this season. Because there was the like kiss on the bus and all that weird mess, and then there was. I'd have to give it to her 50 Cent costume. It was so memorable. I feel like she gave us a lot of like memorable Cynthia moments this
This was
season.
the funniest she's ever been. I don't find her usually like the funny one in the group, but she gave us a lot of funny stuff.
And if anything, for her all maroon interview look, right, which is still maybe the best moment of the season.
Okay, so a strong ensemble season.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, maybe there's not an MVP.
How did you find that question?
She tweeted it at me.
Oh.
Megan and Rachel get jealous when you tweet at me and not at them.
Yeah.
But
so
keep doing it.
Stop doing it. No. But let's get into this. I thought you were going to end this season with our Kenya interview.
Well, yeah, that's where we're going next.
Okay.
So I talked to Kenya. She was in the office. It was right after her Watch What Happens Live when she was on with Michael Rappaport. So I had to sneak in some questions about that and just about the season and life as a married lady. And also, I should say this was before I knew she was expecting. Kenya Moore, thank you for being on the podcast today.
Thank you for having me.
You must be exhausted from last night on Watch What Happens Live.
Are you referring to the obliteration of Michael Rappaport?
I sure am. R.I.P. Michael.
R.I.P. Call it time of death.
Were you able to make peace at the end?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't take things like that too seriously. He drew first blood. Even from the moment I sat down, he kind of started in on me a little bit. So I was like, oh, okay, you want to play? I know how to play. But, at the end, we shook hands and we had it was fun, but it wasn't anything serious, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just got red. That's all.
Congratulations. I know it's been a while since you've gotten married.
Yes,
but
thank you.
Yeah. How is married life?
It's really good. It's different. My whole world has, been turned upside down in a good way. I have a life partner now, and I have someone who looks out for me in every single way, whether that's, my businesses like Kenya Moore Hair Care or, my movies and TV scripts. and productions that I'm doing. So it's nice to just have like a great person to say, hey, what do you think about this, or give you good advice. And then just someone to love you, you know, someone who's in your corner no matter what, and who supports you and who's always just pushing you to do your very best. So it's really nice.
Yeah, well, we saw in the finale your sort of end slate was that you guys are still trying to figure out where home base is. Any update on that?
You know, home is where the heart is, and it's anywhere my husband is. He's he loves Atlanta. I love New York, so we just spend time in both places. And I think a lot of people, modern day families, have more than one home. You know, either that's in the Hamptons here, and then, you know, that's their weekend home. And so we're just, you know, we're just enjoying having two homes right now.
Has he been watching the show this season?
No, he doesn't watch the show. He doesn't like to see, you know, the girls fighting and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, but he's never watched the show.
Was he there for the reunion, like in the wings at all?
No, he was working. Yeah, he was working, so he wasn't able to come. None of the husbands were there, actually.
I mean, just I've gotten a sneak peek from one of my coworkers who works on the show. Like, he was there and he was telling me some things, but I want to hear from you. How was the reunion?
You know what? The reunion was really exciting. I honestly had fun just getting a lot of things off my chest. I think this season I try to be very forgiving and very kind to people, and just try to put, you know, a more positive foot forward. And that got me pretty much nowhere. I'm not saying that that's not going to still be my goal, is to just be the best person I can be. But in relating to these women, it's just like hitting your head against the wall a lot of times. So at the reunion, I just wanted to make sure that if someone was coming for me, I was just going to tell the truth, and I wasn't going to hold on to secrets and lies and videotapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any part of you now that you have started this new married chapter that feels kind of done with this group?
You know, I think that what I like about being in the group is that it continues to force you to grow. I see growth. I see growth in Nene. I see growth in Portia. I see growth as a group. So I think that when you have challenges and you have all of these different personalities, you can still find a way to get along and to grow within the group.
Yeah. Well, Nene was on, and we talked about that break she took from Real Housewives of Atlanta and how she really needed that at that time.
Yeah.
And she said she thought that if anyone, maybe you were going to be the next, because she was like, I just think Kenya's kind of done. Like, she's taken a step back. Do you feel that way?
I don't feel that way. I think in the beginning it was just a lot to deal with being married and having to figure out all of it at one time, and, you know, my husband not necessarily wanting to be in the spotlight and on TV. And I think that we just had to work through it, and I think we're in a really good place right now. So I wouldn't say done. I think that I'm a really strong person, and I know that place Nene was in, we are not in the same place. I mean, she was having a mental breakdown. I can't say I was having a mental breakdown. I was having some issues, but I think that we worked through them pretty nicely. Yeah.
I want to talk about Kim a little bit. Okay. Was there any part of you that was excited that she was going to come back this season? Meaning that sometimes more drama means a better season for fans.
Well, you know, listen, I was a Kim fan before she fell out with me for no reason at all and targeted me. I used to, you know, I was very open about me being able to communicate with her, text her, say, how are you? What's going on? I thought she was a, you know, pretty cool person. But when I heard that she was coming back, I thought, yeah, what's good for the show is good for the fans and good for all of us. But that quickly changed when she was just so negative and nasty. And I don't think you have to do that to make a good show. You intentionally be that way is what I mean. I think that if you defend yourself or you get into an organic situation with someone, then I'm all for that. But it just seems as though she was coming from a place of, I'm going to start a fight with this one. I'm going to pick on that one. I'm going to come after this one. And I think that's where I started to rethink her coming back.
Yeah. There were a lot of sort of reactions from the ladies about Croy's involvement, just in terms of like he was kind of always there waiting. What are your thoughts on that?
It was a bit intimidating because I remember when she threw her phone at me and hit the table with the glass, and it kind of broken glass went everywhere. All of a sudden, I look up and Croy's standing over me, and he's a big guy. And obviously his wife was upset. I'm like, what, is he coming after me? Like, I didn't know. And that's not a good situation to be in as a cast member. And you're looking up at this big, football player with an angry wife. And so it wasn't fair to us. And the men should not be allowed on the set in that capacity. It's just for, if no other reason, for that reason alone. You can't show up when things are, your wife is having a fight and jumping in the middle of it, or intimidating other cast mates that are women. It's just not a good situation.
Going into the reunion, was there any one thing that you were like, I want an apology for this?
Oh, that's every damn reunion. Are you serious? Have you watched me on the show? Have you seen the things that people have said about me?
I want to know what it was.
Me?
Because some things,
I'll never get an apology for the things that have happened to me on this show. I have been lied on from day one, saying that I paid people to be on this show. I have never paid anyone 1 cent to be on the show. I've never promised to pay anyone to be on the show. That's a lie. Have I ever gotten an apology for that? Have I ever gotten an apology for the craziness that, even Portia has said in the last 3 consecutive reunions? Have I ever gotten an apology for my hair being pulled? I've never gotten an apology for anything. So no, I don't expect an apology for anything that transpires in this group, because sometimes, petty means just that. You just are petty and you can't see beyond, just being small.
Do you think things came to a peaceful resolution at the reunion?
With respect to,
I don't know. Like, sometimes at the end of a reunion, you'll feel like, oh, that's good. We all ended in a good place. And sometimes it's like, I don't know how this group's going to come back.
Yeah, I think that's how we were last reunion. Yeah. It was just we were in a bad place, and it carried over. Clearly it carried over, and that's never good. You want to end every season with the promise of girls being able to have a resolution with their issues. I think with this reunion, to answer your question, no, I don't think there's a lot of resolution, but I think with some of the situations, there may be some hope.
You're entering like downtime, right? Because reunions taped, and after today, maybe you'll get a break.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
You know what? I want to go on vacation with my family, my nieces who live with my brother in Houston and Detroit. I just want to take a family vacation somewhere warm and fun, and just be around my family.
Yeah. Sometime in New York?
Oh, absolutely. Of course.
Best travel tips, because you are like constantly going back and forth.
Travel tips, drink lots of water, tire yourself out before a long flight so you can sleep. Always have your comfortable blanket with you that's clean. You know where it's been. I once opened a blanket and it had vomit in it. Like,
we were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Her friend opened one of those blankets and there was poop.
Yeah. That's bad. I would say poop is high on that list.
Yeah.
Being one thing I don't want to see in a blanket that's supposedly cleaned. Your favorite book, earplugs, because sometimes it can get, or noise canceling headphones. That's really it.
Yeah. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
This was so nice to have you.
Yes, nice to be here.
Do we have any fan shout outs? I don't know.
We don't usually do those on Tuesdays, but you're welcome to.
Let's just close it out. Okay. No, you got.
I like Dominique Marceau. Andy Cohen is the realest housewife.
He has been really housewifey on these reunions lately.
He just is like throwing shade as much as the housewives, just being like, please, girl. Like,
yeah,
you said it on camera.
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 Okay,
good.
can I? So this morning I was watching season 3 of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Reunion, and
Was it on, or did you just? Are you watching it?
I had finished. I was watching the whole season this weekend.
It's okay. I started Southern Charm season 1 again because I made my friend watch it.
So anyway, they're at the reunion, and Andy's like, so it was a rumor going around that LeAnn Rimes was joining the cast, and he said, since Adrian's not coming back, see, this is when they announced she wasn't. I did want to intro you guys to our new housewife, and do you guys want to meet her? And everyone's like, yeah, and he's like, all right, come out. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And he said, can you imagine LeAnn Rimes with Brandy's children walk out? And all the housewives go, and he goes, oh, that's too far. Like, he just was.
You don't mention the kids,
Yeah, I
Andy.
know.
It is too far. Oh, that's another thing I could talk about. You can't, in one hand, say, she's a grown girl. I'm not going to, tell her what to do, and at the same time say, kids are off limits. You can't talk to my kid that way.
This is about the Brielle thing.
Yes. I think that either she's an adult or she's not. She's allowed to play part of the game or the shade, or she's not. Pick a lane.
Can you imagine Brielle sitting on a couch opposite Nene?
I think that Nene would eat her.
Eviscerate her.
Eviscerate her. It would not even be like she would be a puddle on the floor.
Brianna has come out. Have we gotten any other kids on the couch?
No. Brianna's the only one, weirdly.
Because she's like an adult with babies of her own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess because Vicky's drama was so specific about her.
About Brooks. And,
But yeah, they should have brought up Brielle for the John Legend stuff.
Absolutely. Oh, the best was when they had John Legend be like,
Nene said the music was not great.
I agree with her.
Yeah.
I don't think that going to my concert is enough to offer your daughter's services.
ugh, so good. Anyway, obviously we talk about it forever.
Who is your MVP?
Oh,
this
great.
season
Great job,
on Real
Megan.
Housewives of Atlanta. You can tweet us using the hashtag Bravo Daily Dish. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Meg Segura.
You can find me on Twitter at Rachie Rob and me on Instagram at Suspiciously Small.
And you can find me everywhere at gross_raisin.
Boom. And that's it.
That's it.
Bye.
With the boys at the table getting tipsy.
You guys are just the worst.
Okay, just so everyone knows, we have a couple people in the room, Eric J. Mack, Nicole Day, and they could not be bothered to listen to us whatsoever.
They're just taking
selfieing.
selfies the whole time.
In the light, yeah, it's not even golden hour. You have a couple more minutes.
We can't fault Nicole because she was in a live stream with Giselle Bryant trying out her new skincare earlier
Yes,
today.
every hue you can find it at Target.com.
Oh, it's at Target?
Yeah, and
Good
it's
for
so
her.
it's on Target.com and it's going to be in stores in May. I don't know if we
That's
can use that
awesome.
part, but
she talked about
Oh
it.
my gosh, she might be making money soon.
Making money moves.